How you going, people? Gonna do some sighting in. I had my little 1022 here, trying to sight it in. It wasn't. It's a little Ruger 1022 with a 3x9 scope. So I wanted to get it sighted in. It was kind of off. Me and my buddy were shooting it the other day, and I was like, shit, sights have fallen and just get bumped off. So I haven't really sighted in. It's usually kept standing in the door, so I usually grab it in the middle of the night if I need to shoot at something. And you know, as sights sometimes get bumped around and the sight gets bumped, it kind of throws off sometimes your scope a little bit. And obviously that's what happened because I had to adjust the scope a lot yesterday. But got it sighted in a little bit. I'm gonna do some shooting at this little guy out here. This is about 35 yards away from where I'm at. And I want to say that's about the size of a bottom of a Coke can up top there. So that's at 35 yards. I'll shoot that one from here. And then I'll go ahead and shoot the target out there if I can find it. Where's it at? Where are you at, little orange guy? I know you're out there. Hello, there you are. That sun's got it in the shadow there. So then I'll end up shooting that one. And I'll zoom in like this so you can see where I'm hitting. I can't see or tell I'm hitting it. Sometimes I can hear it, but on this little one, what I like about the little one is I know when I hit it because it starts spinning. So let's go ahead and I'll shoot a couple at this little guy here from up here. This is 35 yards with a 1022. Throw my earplugs on. Alright, here we go. That should have been the bottom one. Bottom. Now I'll go for the top one. Now I'll just do a little rapid fire on it. So, if I was hitting that, and again, that's a Coke can at 35 yards, so what, 90 feet or whatever, and then since that thing is 60, it's about 100 yards, I think, to this one out here. And again, I can't tell where I'm hitting on it. Maybe you guys can see, maybe it'll pick it up, maybe it won't, maybe I'll miss. So I'm going to put a few rounds at that one. Make sure my sights are on okay. Now I'm shooting at the center of that part. Now I'm going to go for a headshot because that's a lot smaller. Going back to the center. Switch my magazine around. Just ran out of ammo. And remember, now if I shoot this, that's a lot smaller than a full-size person. So even if I'm missing by a little bit, I'd still be hitting a person. Double feed there. Well, this is a new mag, first time I've tried it. Not too impressed. If it's jamming. Well, that round's bent, so I don't even want that one. So one side of this double mag works, the other side isn't working too well. So we'll switch to the old pistol here. And again, I picked this little pistol up here at a pawn store the other day. It's a little 9-shot 22, pretty cool little gun. Bang! Oh shit! So it's a little 9-shot 22. I forgot who made it. Sterling, I think, or Sentinel. 9-shot revolver. Man, I like this little gun because it I can shoot pretty quick with it. It's got a good trigger pull, and I don't have too much of a problem getting my rounds off. So I'll bring this out a little closer. And now the problem with shooting this pistol, and I'm probably yelling because I got my earplugs on. The problem with this pistol is it has these fixed sights. So you can't adjust the sights. And again, this is a pretty short barrel pistol, so it's not made for really long distance. So if I hit something, I'm gonna have to be fairly close. So I don't know how close I'll get. Let me see how close I'll get. So that last round was single action to where I cocked it. This is considered a single action shot. I pull it back and aim. I don't know if I can hit from here or not. I'll try to shoot it in front of the sight and see if you guys can see me shooting. That was a miss. So, and again, I'm not sure how many rounds this is, but it doesn't kick hard. It does a pretty good job. I mean, it's got 9 shots, so you're going to be able to shoot pretty quick. And I don't know if I can, yeah, you're not going to be able to see me. I don't know how many rounds I got left, but if I'm out here shooting and I want to get my heart rate up, I may run. I may lay this gun down, do some push-ups, knock out 10, 20 push-ups. I don't know how many I did. I forgot. I was counting. So that got my heart rate up. Lost my shoe. Pick up my gun. Run back around. Circle the camera. I'm getting my heart rate up. That's making me breathe. That's going to make it harder for me to aim, concentrate. Something else I may do is try to wrestle the guy to the ground. If I got a buddy, we'll try to take each other down, really get our heart rate up, and then run out there and see if I can get a shot off. Now remember, this pistol isn't about really accurate shooting. It's more about point and shoot. I'm pretty close. You know, I'm not going to really miss. I'll put 5 or 6 rounds in you in lunging distance about this far, and I'll get quite a few rounds off. But if I'm aiming, that's where my heart rate up. I'm breathing hard. I've got to control my breathing. I got to control my hand and hold it steady and keep my sight on the center, even though I'm breathing hard, even though my heart rate's up. I want to keep this front sight right on that lens. Keep it right on that lens. So at a close distance, that's not going to matter. But as you increase distance, that will matter. I'm out. And now again, my heart rate's going to be up. Not only because I just did a little exercise, but because I'm holding my breath when I'm shooting. I'm trying to maintain that standard. Go ahead and knock these little rounds out. When you get 9 shots, sometimes it's hard to press this. So you kind of got to give it a good little jam, because the rounds kind of get, you've got 9 rounds that have expanded in the cylinder. Take the earplugs off. You've got 9 rounds that have expanded in the cylinder, so pushing that shell release there is a little bit tougher and it tends to stick because you got 9 times swelling of 9 different bullets. This is a great little gun. I forgot what I got it, maybe 300 bucks. But for a little 9-shot revolver, I mean, it has absolutely 0 kick. If you got a woman that's scared of a gun, that's never shot a gun, that's afraid of recoil, if you got an Obama voter that's scared of recoil, if you got a Hillary voter that wants to use a 3rd bathroom, this is probably a good gun because it's very light and it's made for the, I don't know, how can we say, men that want to have their penis removed. So, there was an article, and I'll put a link to this article, on a 22 saying, is it a good round? Is it not a good round? And discussing the 22 as like a attack or a defensive round, and this one guy just kind of tore up a 22. It's no good, it won't stop. Look, I'm under the impression that any hole in the body is going to hurt, it's going to cause pain, it's going to distract, it's going to take away the person's ability or want to continue to advance on the wall of bullets when they're getting hit. And the 22 round has killed probably more people than any other round. I mean, it's just a very, very popular round. Everybody's got one. And it's the favorite round of a sniper round. If you go up, put one to somebody's head, just point it to my head, make sure it's empty, I'll leave it open. But you go up and put it in the ear or right to the back of the neck. I mean, this is just a great little gun for close-in taking somebody out, especially if you get in an eye socket, an ear, face, mouth, throat, head area. A 22 is a very deadly round. It doesn't have enough pressure a lot of times to go in and out. So it goes in and bounces around and ricochets. Well, all that ricocheting is doing a lot of damage. So a headshot with a 22 is a pretty devastating shot. Remember, Reagan got shot with a 22. And the guy who was shooting them, just got released from prison. Who was it? Not Oswald. I can't think of the guy's name. But they just let him out. He used 22. He took out Reagan and almost killed him. He took out a Secret Service guy, put him in a wheelchair for his life, and he took out a 3rd guy that had to retire for medical issues because he got shot. So, I mean, with a 22, he took out 3 different people, and everybody's like, oh, a 22 is no good round, and you should never... Look, I'll admit, if I'm fighting for my life, I want to hit somebody with something bigger than a 22. However, if I have a 22 and I can put 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rounds in them, I think they're going to know it. And I think the odds are they're probably not going to want to keep attacking me. Now, are they going to be able to shoot? Are they going to be able to return fire? Maybe so. You're not going to have a lot of blood loss. You're having a little hole, so you're not losing a lot of blood loss. You're going to have to hit organs, spines, something to do damage that's incapacitating, the brain stem, the celery stalk, something in order to do some damage or get it in the head. So 22, I like them. They're great little rounds. They're cheap. You know, you can still get 500 rounds at Walmart of 22 for 32 bucks. So they're the cheapest ammo around. You don't have to worry about reloading. They're cheap enough to where you can shoot them and throw away, don't have to collect your brass. So I think there's a lot of good things for a 22. I think just about everybody should have a 22. I think a lot of people, it's a very popular gun. I have several of them. I got no problem with them. I'll put a link to the article in the description about the guy that was kind of saying never use it for a defense round or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, we'll end that there on sighting in the rifle, etc. Now, something I wanted to cover on sighting in. If you try to sight in on a small target from a distance and you're not hitting it, you're never going to sight it in. You're going to be moving left, right, up and down. You have to be able to, what they get on paper. So you have to get close enough to a target to where you can hit it consistently and know where you're hitting it. And then from that point, you move away from your target and you get at a decent distance, and then you'll know whether you're going to sight it in. So if I'm sighting in, when I was sighting in this 22, I was able to hit it from, 35 yards away. But if I couldn't, I would have shot it at 10 yards, 20 yards. I'd have made sure I could hit it. I would have made sure my sights are hitting this little bitty thing at 10 yards, then I go 20 yards. And then if I was hitting it at 20, I'd move it to 30. Then if I was hitting it at 30, maybe I'd go to 50. So remember, when you're sighting in, you have to be able to hit the target. I see a lot of people trying to sight in with somebody saying, I think you went left, move the sights a little right. You know what, I think you went right, move your sights a little up and to the left. And they're kind of trying to walk this round in guessing. I'm telling you, the best, easy, most efficient way if you're sighting in for the novice, is to get close, see where your bullets are, make sure that you're hitting where you're aiming, make sure that it's the gun and not you, because if you're at 10 yards and you can't get your bullets next to each other, you ain't gonna sight it in. It ain't gonna matter whether it's sighted in or not at 25 yards, because your trigger pull is so bad you're gonna rank it off bullseye anyway. So sighting in is just something about, I like metal targets because I ain't got to change them and they paper, I ain't got to mark it, but you got to be able to hear it, and you got to be shooting a big enough round to hear it. I like this little reactive target I got for 19 bucks. I think I got it at Academy for 19 bucks. They say I can shoot up to a 50 caliber. I haven't shot it with a 223 yet. I'm going to shoot it with an AK round. But I like this one because now I know when I hit, because it spins. And after I play with it up close, I'm gonna move it really far out in the pasture, and then I figure if I can hit a Coke can at a couple hundred yards, I'm pretty good with my sights on that. All right, so we'll end that there.